Hello, beautiful people. How's everybody doing? I'm just waiting for people to come for the live, and then I will begin and see what beautiful divine messages are here for all of us today. I will be using the Light Seers Tarot today. This is the Light Seers deck, and this is the one. And in a few minutes, I will begin. Those of you watching later, you can always forward to the part where we begin. Okay. All right. Let's see what beautiful messages are coming through from the universe today. Shuffle the deck and see what is coming through for the collective, all the universal divine messages coming through for everyone. I believe that the way divine love speaks to us is universal, and that one message can reach millions, if not billions. I mean, it can reach beyond eternity, beyond the limits of our limited okay, double words going on right now, but it's beyond our thoughts. It's beyond what we can perceive. It's in that realm of um, divine understanding, and in the frequency where we are unlimited. So it can reach everywhere and every heart and every mind exactly the way it is meant to. So that's why I call this the universal intuitive reading for all of you beautiful souls, all of us beautiful souls. Actually, when I listen back to the readings that I do, or the inspired messages, I also learn, I also receive. So let us see what beautiful messages are coming through today from the Light Seers deck. Let's see. Okay, right off the bat, like so many fell out. Oh my goodness. Okay. So I see a story here. The first card we have is the Eight of Cups, walking away from something, walking away from something that it's time to walk away from. The time has come. And I love the light. Can you see that beautiful light that's sparkling there? It's like a sunrise, or like I see it as a portal. I see it as a portal. Can you see that light there? I see it as a portal opening up. It's like it's a new dimension. I always see this. I've been seeing these as new dimensions, And if you think about it, it's like a shift in paradigm. It's like when you shift your paradigm, you do open up a new portal. You open up a new way of looking at your life. And so you open up a new experience. You open up a brand new way of being in this world. So it's all connected, it's all linked up. The way you think, the insights, the ahas that you get, that are really beyond even thoughts. They are just like it's like this wordless, there's no words, but there's so much communication. Let me know if you know what I mean. It's like you just sense it, you get that feeling, and you get that acknowledgement from the universe, or you get that message from the universe, and you just feel it in your whole being. And that is the communication, that is the realm that I'm speaking of. And so yeah, I see a really distinct movement forward away from your old life, like everything as you knew it before. You are very calmly and very confidently walking towards this, new horizon. You see how relaxed She looks really, really relaxed, and she has surrendered. And so I see you walking towards this brand new portal, this brand new light, and it's going to be enlightening. It's going to be enlightening. You're going to discover a whole new timeline of your life, a whole new timeline, one that you haven't seen before, one that you haven't experienced before, one that you have not known before. But maybe you knew it in your soul, like you had an inkling, it was there. It was there. Maybe it was strong at one point, but then it got diluted over time because of life and all your experiences, and you started to maybe think, or you just kind of forgot, but it still lingered in your consciousness. And what's happening is there's a reawakening of that. Your spirit is awakening again to that whisper of your soul, to that knowing that you had inside, but perhaps it got buried for a long time, and you began perhaps to believe something else about your life. But now it's a new era, it's a brand new rediscovering of your innate divinity, of your innate gifts, of your innate purpose, of your innate, like that seed that you came with into this world is beginning now. The time has come and it's begun to blossom, it's begun to open within you. I guess it's like it's sometimes it feels like it's uncomfortable, this thing that's there, but it's not. Nothing's happening with it. It's almost like, okay, I know it's there, but why am I not seeing anything? Well, like they say, every single um, life form has its own time, its season to blossom. And I get that now, that seed that was uncomfortable sometimes because you knew in your spirit it was there, that seed was there, and yet you couldn't see anything. All it looked like was this little, this thing that was just there. It didn't give you anything yet. But now what's happening is that seed is beginning to grow, and you are opening up into this new, expansive, incredible portal of your life as this blossomed soul. So the first part was, of course, all the toiling, all the all the muck and rolling around in it, and trying to figure it out in the darkness. And you were just it almost felt like, I'm just sitting here. It's like that seed, you're that seed. You're just sitting there and sitting there and sitting there, and you're like, oh my gosh, why am I here? Like, what is the meaning of this life? And then boom, like I said in this, can you see? Finally, you shed all the covering. You shed the covering of the seed that you are, that is now ready to shoot out into the light, into your power, into your beauty, into your divine nature, into your divine purpose. And you are expanding. You are expanding. And look, we have the Fool here. Okay, the Fool is the very first card of a tarot deck, and it is shunya. It is zero. It doesn't have a number on it, and shunya in Hindi is zero. And the way we look at shunya, is, I've mentioned this many times, but shunya is actually that space, that eternity, that cycle that never ends, that eternal cycle of oneness, of everythingness and nothingness. And so you are beginning at the, like, beyond time and space. I feel this is like such a cleansing of your spirit. This is such a cleansing of everything you have known even up to this point. It's a complete and total opening of your spirit, like I said, because you've been a seed for a while. You've just been sitting there, and I'm like, hey, you're like, I've also felt like that. Like the seed, when is it going to open, or am I just a seed? You begin to doubt that that will actually blossom, even when you're planting your plants or whatever. Sometimes you're like, is this going to grow? Is this plant going to grow? And but we can't dig it up and look. We've got to just allow it to happen, do the required parts, and then allow it to happen. And so that's what I'm seeing here. The Fool, it's a brand new, I can't even say new, that's like I said, it's beyond time and space. It's like that eternal being that you are is finally being revealed to yourself, to the world. And you are one with the cosmos. You are one with all all of it and nothing at once. And it is such an empowering place to be, because when you are nothing, you have the space for everything. So it's a paradox, and it's such a beautiful revelation to your spirit, to your soul. And you've learned up to this point, you've learned so much. And so all that you've learned and all that you've gained in that darkness, maybe that you were in, or in that cocoon, or in that phase where it felt like, why am I here? You have been prepared for this opening, for this brilliant expansion in your life. And believe me, this is divine. This is so deeply divine. I mean, I can feel this is a divination, coming straight from spirit, from love, um, from that expansive oneness, of our beings. Brahman, it's coming from there. Okay, and so then we have the Four of Pentacles. Okay, the Four of Pentacles. The Four of Pentacles is a card of holding on, saving, holding on with all your might, with, for holding on to what you have, like being really cautious and being reserved. And so that's what I'm seeing here. Perhaps you've had to really, really hold tightly to your finances, hold tightly to yourself, even. Hold on. Look how she's holding on. She's holding on to her bag with those 4 coins, and maybe you've had to really, really manage your life. And it can be in any area of your life. Like, some people are successful financially, or they have a good business. And yet they feel incomplete, yet they feel like something's missing, or you've really had to manage on your own. I mean, at the end of the day, um, self-reliance, I think, is such an incredible tool to have. The more you can rely on yourself, the more you can trust yourself, the better off you are. But here I get a sense of, it's been challenging, it's been tough, um, it's been hard, because you've really had to figure it out on your own. You've really had to. And but all this has contributed towards the blossoming that you will now encounter, or you've already started feeling it, or you're walking towards it. You're pushing through the surface of, like, the old skin of the part that you need to shed, and you are now emerging into the being that you this was always your trajectory. It was always the way you were going. You just didn't know it at times, because it seemed so terribly difficult and hard and painful. Okay. And look, going from the Four of Pentacles, we have the Queen of Pentacles. So you are coming into your own power. The Queen of Pentacles. Look at how she's sitting. And I love that there are branches growing out of her head, because we are nature itself. We ourselves are nature. We look at trees and plants and think of them as something apart from us, but who do you think created us? It's all from the same source. And so we are one with it all. And that's what you're getting now, the abundance of your whole being. And it's not an abundance. I find in today's culture, everybody looks at abundance as, oh my gosh, I'll have this much money. Oh my gosh, I'll have these many houses and cars and whatever, love to consume, for somebody to love me. That's not abundance. That's poverty. That is poverty consciousness. That is me, me, me. That's greed. That's self-centeredness, and that always makes you feel less. It always makes you feel like you don't have. But true abundance is when you are one with the source of your whole being, and you get that it is all one. It's not about taking, it's not about just giving either. It's that infinite in breath and out breath, like I always say, and it's natural and it's part of nature. So that's the expansiveness that's happening. It's so massive, it's so huge that you're no longer in a state where you don't need anything. You are everything and you are nothing all at once. Okay, now let's see what else comes through. This in itself is such a powerful message. Let me know what you all think, my darlings. Let me know your thoughts about this. Let me know how it spoke to you, if it reached you, and what you sense from that. How is it speaking to your spirit? How is it, translating into your life? Let me know. Okay. Wow. Next, we have the Four of Wands, one of my favorite cards. Favorite cards. Four of Wands. Look at that. The Four of Wands is a card of alignment. You see the four wands in the background there? You see those four wands? So it's like 11, 11, 2, 2. That's what this is, alignment. And look how happy they are. Look how joyous they are. And how, full of life. And they're just celebrating here. So I see a cause for huge, huge celebration. I also see you joining a community of like-minded souls. There's a lot of community happening here. You're stepping into a place where you are seen, you are understood, you are acknowledged, and you are you are you are in the right space, in the right energy field. And wow, it is brilliant. Now, the Four of Wands can also be about home, it can be about security, it can be about a wedding. So, specifically, it can be about all these things, like you see closure, you see things finalizing, you see things happening when it comes to a home, or in a relationship, or like this could be an office space. This could be something that comes full circle, and you then have that you have that thing you dreamt of, or that thing that's stirring within your spirit that you had. It's finally, it's I would say finally. There's no finally, there's eternally. Everything is eternal. But that cycle, there it is, that cycle, that it is completing. It is completing, and it is so, so beautiful. It is so powerful. So yeah, let's see what else shows up. Okay, my lovelies. The Hanged Man and the World. Oh my gosh, I love this message. The Hanged Man and the World. Look at this. Oof, oof. You've been upside down for a long time. You've been forced to surrender and surrender and surrender and surrender and surrender and surrender. And here's the world. You're coming full circle. Full circle. You are now completing this cycle of uncertainty. You are completing this cycle of um, evolution within your spirit, because this was a lesson. This was a lesson you had to learn. This was a lesson you had to learn. Maybe you didn't want to learn it, but you had to learn it. And now you've learned it. you have evolved, you have now understood that yes, we can all dream, yes, we can all plan, yes, we can all have a goal, have a dream, have a vision, and work towards it. But there are so many things in life that one has to have humility about and surrender. And I'm not trying to say that, you should just give up on your dreams, or you should just say whatever is meant for me will happen and I'm just going to sit and do nothing. No, that's not what I mean. I mean, it is that surrendering to the divine where you are doing your bit, you are doing everything that you can humanly do, but all the while also surrendering to your own divinity and the divinity that you are connected to, that source of your being, that which you are a part of. Like, I loved, Wayne Dyer in one of his talks. He said, you are not a part, you are a part of this vast, unfathomable, powerful universe. And believe me, when you start to shift your view along those lines, when you start to shift into the light and the lightness of your being, and you start understanding that you really are this expansiveness, you will see things shifting in your life. You will see things happening accordingly, where the limits start breaking, the chains start falling off of you, and they just disintegrate and they fall and they evaporate and they disappear because they were never real to start with. It was just that you couldn't see the expansiveness of your nature. You couldn't see how powerful you really are. But now you're entering that time and space where you see, where you know, where you understand, where the light shines so brightly, it just removes all the illusion. It removes the illusion of fear, of limitations, of darkness, and everything is clear as day to you in your life. And I want to show you the Eight of Cups again. You see that light, everything is as clear as this light. It's this brilliant awakening that is happening in your spirit, in your soul. Okay, let's see what else we have here. Actually, let's get a few Sacred Destiny Oracle cards. This one, just look at this. Oh my gosh, this one just fell out on its own. Enlightenment, I am telling you. That's where you're headed. Enlightenment. Like, people ask, what is your wish? What is your dream? What is the thing that you really want in your life? What does your heart want more than anything else? I asked myself this question this morning. What does my heart want? Ask yourself, what does your heart want? Really sit and write it down. And I was surprised by so many things that came. It wasn't there were certain things that came up where at some point I was like, that's too much, or like, is that overboard? And then I asked myself, why are you limiting what your heart wants? Stop doing that. Just set it free. Let your heart want what it wants and desires, and go ahead and let that expand into this world. And that's what I'm seeing, the sense of light, enlightenment that is happening, and you're sailing towards that. It's the ultimate. There's nothing greater than that. When you have that, you literally have it all. You literally are it all. And so there is, for those of you who resonate with this, that's what's happening. There is enlightenment just ahead of you. That is where you're headed, towards enlightenment. Let's get a few more Sacred Destiny cards. What else? Oh my gosh. New beginnings. What am I telling you? Right from the start, it showed with the Eight of Cups, walking away, walking, not just away, it's not away, you're shedding that skin, you're shedding the seed and you're breaking out into the essence of your being. And look at this, new beginnings. How stunning is that? Oh, let me know, those of you who are feeling the energy of this reading is where it's resonating with you. Let me know, because look at what is ahead of you. Look at where you are headed. This is a very powerful, I actually don't have a word for how incredible this is, where you are headed, where your soul's journey is finally at now. I keep saying finally, but there's no finally. Just excuse my those finally words, you know, no finally. So, yeah, in this eternal cycle of life, of your journey, of your eternal spirit, this is where you are. There is an awakening. There is an awakening, and it's so it's stunning. It is stunning. That's all I can say. It is stunning. Okay, so look at this. We have these two. Let's put the let's put these properly. There we go. Now I think I'm going to get one more card from the Sacred Destiny Oracle, or two. We have solitude, and we have simplicity. Okay. So I was just thinking about this the other day, and I was like, people are talking about loneliness or being alone, or when you feel alone. And I heard something recently where it said feeling alone, or loneliness is not about like being alone, like solitude. It's not about solitude. That's not what it's about. It's not about sitting by yourself, or like this person is in a boat by themselves. It's about feeling a disconnect. It's about feeling like you're not seen or heard or recognized, or you don't really fit in. So sometimes, tell me if you feel the same way. I felt more alone in a group of people than I have sitting peacefully by myself, quietly meditating or just relaxing. I feel, I don't feel alone. I feel one. And that's another word, Wayne Dyer pointed out, alone. You're not alone, he said. You are all one. Of course, the spelling would be ALL, but if you think about it, that's really what this is. That's what I'm talking about, where when you are by yourself, you can feel connected to everything, all one. And sometimes you can be in a group of people and feel all alone. So, being sometimes solitude can be much simpler. Like it for me, I'll be honest with you, sometimes, not sometimes, a lot of the time, I find solitude is much easier than being with people. Let me be honest and brutal and truthful here, because for me it's simpler. I enjoy my own company. I enjoy all that I learn and do in my time, and I don't want to be around anything or anyone unless they really feel like it does when I'm sitting by myself and feeling connected to everything, you know. So let's see what more this is saying. Let's see what more this is saying, because I thought to myself, yeah, it's easier, but sometimes you've got to make the effort to engage with the world as well. you know, right? So let's see. Let's see what else we have. Delight. Yeah, delight. So when I see this card, delight, it's so important to have the right approach when you are approaching the world, when you are approaching circumstances, when you are approaching certain things that you're going to do in your life, or the things that are coming up for you in your life, whatever projects you have, whatever. Yeah, also, for example, if you're spending a lot of time in solitude and it's easier, like it is for me, it's also, I reminded myself that I need to have a better attitude towards the world. I need to shift the way I'm looking at the world. I need to shift the way I am perceiving it, because there's so much bombardment of negativity that comes in, right? From the media, from all the things you hear that are going on, or your general experience. Like sometimes you'll go out into the world and you find people are, difficult or rude or mean or whatever, if that's been your experience. So you live in a place or a country which is very like intense and aggressive, and there's no time for pleasantness. um, then it can start becoming your reality. And I live in such a place where I have to constantly shift my vision of the people that I'm encountering, of the circumstances and situations that I'm encountering, and turn it around and keep saying, no, I'm going to, like it says, delight. Remember to delight in things. So shift your focus from what bothers you about people or things and start delighting in the things that are delightful, and you will always find something to delight in. And when I do that, I start seeing things differently. And so I literally start seeing things differently. I start experiencing things differently. People around me are different. People are nicer, people are kinder. And then also your energy shifts from like this state of warrior, where I have to like have a certain attitude to deal with these people or deal with these circumstances, to a calmer, more loving, gentle, and peaceful stance. And so then automatically you disarm others. So you, and the thought came to me recently is that when you shift your frequency, like if you shift to your higher self, right, you're shifting your frequency to the highest part of yourself. How would your highest self respond to the situation? Then you are connecting to the highest part of that person's self as well, because you are not, it depends on which frequency you're going towards them as well. So if you're going towards them with this attitude that, oh my god, I'm gonna have to deal with their nonsense, you are then directly connecting to their lower frequencies as well, or even of this environment or the situation or whatever it is. But when you go on a different path, you're not in the lower frequencies, you're in the highway of spirit, of love, of compassion, of surrendering to the divine in you and the divine in them, like we do in India. Namaste, that's literally what it means. Before I encounter you in the physical, I acknowledge the divine in you. So if we could remember to do that, especially in challenging situations, then we delight in the world, delight in what is around us, and we see that in everything and beautiful things around. Okay. Let's see what else. I don't know. I just want to keep getting messages from this. I love the Sacred Destiny Oracle. It's such a beautiful deck. And let me. Okay, let's see. Let's see. Oh, this one turned on its own. Stillness. We have stillness. It's so important to find that stillness within us, because when we're agitated and when we're upset, or when we're overwhelmed and our nervous system is like, oh, it can't take more, just find that stillness within you. Find that quiet stillness, ask for it and seek it out, seek it within you, and then just find the calm, and you will. And it's so important to remind yourself, be still, just be still, just chill and be still. Okay. So stillness is a huge coping mechanism, and bringing yourself back to the stillness, because there's always stillness within you, and you need to just become aware of that stillness that is always in the center of your being. And then you just calm down. And from that stillness, when you act, because the world is so fast paced, it's always asking you, like you unconsciously think, oh my god, I better hurry up, I better respond now, I better do this now, I better, and you're spinning out of control. At that moment, just take a breath and say, relax. It is not the end of the world. Nothing's going to fall apart. If you just take a moment to breathe and then respond, or breathe and then get up and do whatever you need to do. We get so wound up to the point where you're not breathing anymore. You know, you're like, I got to do this, I got to do that. And then you're like hyperactive, and then you're, snapping at people, and then you're getting irritated because you yourself haven't given your nervous system a break. You've just gone on and on and on and on to the point where you wound up into this craziness, which is not good for anyone, right? Guilty as charged, but I remind myself, stop, breathe, relax. You don't have to answer that right now. You don't have to react to that right now. Just take a moment. And you have that time. It is an illusion that you don't. You always have a moment to breathe. Okay? It is a complete illusion that you don't. So give yourself that. All right? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do pick a card. And I love this Moonology deck. It's such a beautiful deck. I love the messages on this. It's a bit dusty. There it is. And we're going to do pick a card, okay? So I want you to pick card 1, 2, or 3, and that will be your message from the universe, okay? Ready, everybody? Card 1, 2, or 3. Card 1, 2, or 3. Let's see. Card 1, what do we have for everybody? Oh, wow. Oh, wow. It says a win-win outcome is forecast. Love it. Woo. Love that. A win-win outcome is forecast. Fantastic. I'm going to put it back in because if it wants to come out again for whoever picked card 2, we're going to let that happen. Okay. So card 2, what do we have? Card 2, what have we got? My gosh, look at the messages today. Luck is on your side. Beautiful. And I see this bow and arrow. It's like aiming in the right direction. Luck is on your side. It's like, it's so incredible. I feel like this is divine synchronicity. It's hitting exactly where it needs, and everything is just kind of, it's so precise. Everything is going to get so clear, so precise, and it's just going to boom. The divine hand is here. The divine hand is leading this and guiding this, and it's going exactly as it should and where it should. And you can surrender in that knowledge, knowing that it is all unfolding exactly according to plan. According to whose plan? The universe's plan, the divine plan, which is far greater sometimes than anything we can think of, anything we can um, foresee. It's bigger and greater and better, and there are solutions that are beyond what we can imagine. All right, now let's get card 3. What do we have? Card 3. Hold your vision. Beautiful. Love this. Hold your vision. Hold your vision. Wow. I just love this. Recently I did a talk on Insight Timer. If you don't follow me on Insight Timer, go ahead and find me and follow me. I do a lot of talks there as well. And I did a talk about how it is, sometimes we lose our vision. Sometimes we lose our vision because we're so encompassed in whatever's going on, that we forget that we can actually see. We forget that we can be the seers of our life and open the door towards the future, to the future. What does our life look like? So if you're bogged down with life and there's a lot going on in your life and you feel like you haven't lifted your head up above the water, do it now. do it now and give yourself a break from whatever you're going through. And you get to do that, you get to do that. You get to have another view. You get to open a door in your own consciousness towards a new vision for your life. What does your life look like? You don't have to stay always in the circumstances that you're in. Your mind can take you, your inner sight, your inner vision can take you to a new view, a new a vista, a new experience in your own being. So go ahead and see that, because like they say, the body doesn't know the difference between something you're thinking in your head, in your imagination, and if something is actually happening physically in the real world. So you can always experience something different by using this tool of holding your vision. And everyone can do that. Everyone can do that. And so that's what I have for you, my darlings, today. I hope you enjoyed this. And I'm sending you so much love and so many blessings. Let me know what you thought. I love to hear your comments. If it spoke to you, how it spoke to you, your experiences. I always love to hear all of that. And take care of yourselves, okay? And also now I will respond to the messages of whoever has messaged. I don't know who's here now. Harshada, are you still there? I don't know. What does it say? When you are connected with the universe, interactions with the world doesn't seem very draining. Exactly, because they are the universe as well. They are the universe. And that's another point where when you understand that they are you as much as you are you, that separation, the illusion of separation, when we get past the illusion of separation, we understand that we are not like, in competition with each other. We are not against each other. We are actually one. And when you start identifying like that, when you start seeing whoever seems to be the problem or the enemy or the, obnoxious one or the whatever, you know, all that shifts, because you understand that it's like hating yourself or not liking yourself or judging yourself, because they are all you and you are them. The start of the reading was exactly what time now for me. Oh, that's amazing, Anna. That's amazing. That the beginning of the reading resonated with you was so powerful, wasn't it? It's so powerful. And I want, like, whoever's watching, when you watch it from the beginning, it'll all make sense. It'll all, you know, it'll speak to you, and you will be inspired by it. And that's my aim, that it shifts somebody, it helps somebody, it gives a person a new view of their life. It shifts you out of things that hold you back and gives you that sense of the powerful being that you are, and that you're capable of everything and anything. And in the larger scheme of things, you begin to understand that there's so much more than just this. There's so much more. So understand that you are more than just what is happening right now. Whatever it is in your life, you are the expansiveness of this universe, and you are beautiful, you are worthy, you are divine. And don't be too hard on yourself, but be aware. Self-awareness and self um, destructiveness and self judgment and criticism are two different things. When you're self-aware, you understand, you see yourself, and at that moment you don't judge yourself, you just see it as it is. And then you're conscious, and so you're awake within yourself, and you can see the parts that aren't working, or you can see where you went wrong, but you're not constantly in judgment. You have compassion for the things that you're not able to do at this moment, or for whatever reason. And the sense of judgment that goes on, is it's unnecessary, because we're all on a path, and we're all learning as we go. We're all doing what we can, and if somebody isn't, they can't. It's as simple as that. You might think, oh, of course they can, they can do better, they can be better, but they can't, and that's why they aren't. so so allow yourself room to grow, to blossom. And like I said in this reading, there is that evolution that's taking place, and the seed now knows why it's here, and it is opening up to its true essence, and it is rising, it is growing, and it is sharing its beauty. And you are with the world, with the universe as a part of it. Hello, hello, Stephanie. How are you doing? Good to see you after ages. How's everything going? So, yeah, and what has inspired you all recently? I'd love to hear what has been your aha or breakthrough. Have you had an experience that, or what paradigm has shifted for you in your life? Has there been anything like that that's happened recently? Oh, big hearts to you too. Big hearts to you too. Okay. Hi, how are you doing? What's been happening? How's everything going? How's everything going, Stephanie? So, yeah, that was a powerful message that came through. And those of you who weren't here during the live, you can go ahead and listen to it from the beginning if you so desire. And do like, my darlings, do like and share. That helps other people see it. And whoever needs this message also gets to experience it. So, yeah. Anna, did you request to? I don't know if you did that by mistake. Let me see. Maybe you did it by mistake, but maybe you didn't. I love to see you all. I love to see your beautiful faces. Just trying to go up. Oh, hello, Anna.
Hi.
How are you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. Where are you now?
In Spain.
Oh, wow. It looks nice and sunny and lovely. Yeah.
Look. Wow.
Lovely. Look at the sky. It's so
like
blue.
30 degrees.
30 degrees. Nice. When everyone
Yeah.
else is, I don't know, is everyone else cold? No idea what the weather is like in other parts of the world.
I burned myself. Look.
Oh dear, with the sun. Are you sunbathing?
Look at my belly button. Look at my belly button.
Oh
It's
my.
white.
Don't overdo it in the sun, huh? Protect your skin.
Can you see that it's white and the rest is red?
Yes, I can see that line right there. Please don't burn yourself. How are you doing, my darling? How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm actually much. I'm good. This reading was very accurate to life. Like I've realized a lot of things the latest time, and I realized the things that you are talking about. That
Wow.
you go through different periods in life, and what you recently said, like, and some people can't, and then it's just because they can't and they can't do anything about it. And it's like that because people, like, we all go through different times and different periods, and that's the point with life.
Exactly.
Like, the point isn't there is no, like, I think for me, I've been, and also that's a period. Like,
That's
everything
right.
is a period, but I've been like a perfectionist. So I have pushed myself down so much because I really thought that I needed to be perfect, and I needed everything to be perfect. And because I did this, because I pushed myself down, and I looked at every other people, and I thought they are having such a perfect life, and I should have a perfect life too. And then I pushed myself down, and now I've learned the hard way. The hard way. I've learned something that I didn't know before. Because this is the thing. So if I knew it before, if I before knew that life didn't need to be perfect, and that life is like this, then if I knew, then I would have known, but I didn't know, so then I had to learn.
That's right, which is fine.
And it's fine, but it has, it took a really, 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 really big toll on my life. It has been 3 years.
Yes, I know, Anna. But look at you, you learned, right? Like you said, don't be hard on yourself. You didn't know, so you didn't know, and we can't always control, what we know and what we don't know at that time. But what we can do is acknowledge, accept, and just be in grace about it, because that's how your path was to go. And so it did, it did.
So we did.
And it did. And that's it. The more acceptance we can have about how things unfolded for whatever reason, the way they did, the better we can assimilate into our new understanding, because then we're letting go of the attachment of how it should have unfolded, of how we should have learned that. Like, why couldn't have I learned it a different way? Why did it have to be so painful, so challenging, so devastating? But what happens is when you hold on to that, you then take the burden with you. So what you need to do is just let it go, release that, and just be grateful for where you are in this given moment. And that's it, because that's where you are, here and now. There is no other place.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly. That's the thing. And I think exactly. And I think that's something I really, really also learned by this, because before the resistance or the trying to push away it prolongs the learning. So being like no. I don't want to is I also
and embracing,
and also the thing
I was saying, embracing the messiness of our lives, like just embracing every part of it, holding on to that person who was like falling apart, behaving. I don't mean just you, I mean all of us. We've all been through that, behaving crazy, irrational, or messing up, or screwing up royally, like just holding that part of ourselves so deeply, like with so much love, like not letting go of even the broken parts of our being. We've got to embrace that. Like, however fucked up, however crazy, however stupid, however bizarre, you've got to embrace that part of yourself so tightly, never ever being embarrassed of that part of you, because it's all a part of your beautiful divine self. And there's nothing to be ashamed of. All that has to be said for that time is, that's what it was, but I'm going to love myself beyond everything. I don't care what anybody did, said, behaved, was. You've got to be able to love that part of yourself. That's unconditional love for yourself. And when you can love yourself unconditionally like that, you can love other people unconditionally, even if they are like their worst selves at that moment. You can see it for what it is and know that they can't handle their lives at this moment, and then move forward and allow them the grace to perhaps transform when their time comes, or when they understand whatever they understand. Because if you don't have that grace for your own messy parts, the fucked up parts of yourself, then you're not going to have that for other people either. So that's where forgiveness comes in. Forgiveness for whoever. And it's not about like, oh, I was bad, so I forgive my ridiculous self. No, forgiveness means I love myself, and I'm so grateful for who I am, and that I can embrace the whole of me, not just parts of me that are good, but the entirety of my being, every part of it, and others as well.
And that's the thing, like, because for example, because with Vega, for example, with my dog Vega, I don't only love her when she is perfect.
Right.
I don't only love her when she's perfect and when she is when she's like 100%. I love her when she jumps up and barks at people too. I'm there and I support her. I love her when she throws up. I love her when she's whining and complaining and I love her through it all. I love her through it all. And I love my friends. I love my mom. I love everyone around me through it all, even though they're not perfect and da da da. So it's the same applies to myself.
Yes.
The same applies to myself.
Absolutely. Yeah. Every part of you with everything. No shame. No. That is just a useless thing. Completely.
Yeah.
So I'm so glad.
And I think it's a really, 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 really cool thing, because that you like, and also this is one thing too, because I used to think that everybody was I used to think that I was the only one in the world having these problems, being this crazy and going through all of this. And I used to really think, not like, of course I knew that people had problems and but I used to like, but now, but I didn't realize, or I didn't know that people have the same or worse or less.
Right.
And that they're going through. So even if someone today has a really even if someone today has a really like that they have like everything under control, and then in a moment everything can slip out of their hand, like and it can go like, and it's always like this for everyone. It's all inclusive. All inclusive. All of this thing, the love, the maniac things, and all of the things in life. It's all inclusive for everyone.
Absolutely.
Everyone.
If you're a human, you're gonna experience every gamut of this thing called life. You're gonna experience it all. Of course, some people have it better than others. We are more privileged. We have that privilege to start off with, and so it's also important to look at that in life, to understand and have gratitude for where you are, and to be of service, to help those who don't have it, to help those who don't have it, because it's so important. The more we can be of service to others, the more we shift from the focus only on ourselves 24/7. I'm this, I'm that, I feel like this, no, just look out into the world. I'm not saying deny your emotions or your feelings. Of course, we've got to take care of ourselves, but we have to spend a huge portion of our lives thinking of how we can help others and take care of them as well. And when you stop being so self-centered, this society is just all about me, you understand you're not here for that. That's not your purpose in life. And that's why people are so messed up in the head, so angry, so frustrated, so upset, because they're doing it all wrong. They need to start focusing outward, and how may I be of service? How may I be and express my divine nature in this universe? You're here to shed yourself and to spread and express yourself and help others and be there for others. You're not here just to only think of me, 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 me. So if everyone just has a task every day, or whatever, however much you can, where you spend some time thinking of how you can be of service in this world, your life will change for the better. There's no question about it. Because, like I do these sessions come what may. It doesn't matter to me. I'm not doing it for anything. I'm doing it because that is my divine purpose. That is my divine opportunity. So we must all find that divine opportunity. It doesn't always have to be your job or your whatever. Just find that thing and do it. Do it in the world, and then you'll shift from thinking all about the nonsense, and you'll go into the world being so much more than just that small ego of yourself.
Exactly like that. And exactly, and I have a very, very interesting thing to say too. I don't know if you're gonna understand this, but
Tell me.
think about like music for example. So I just realized that like a couple of like this last week I realized this. So music.
Yes.
So when you listen to a song that you really like, it's like wow, or a genre or whatever, like a genre or music or a song or specific, it's a really amazing song and you really like it and you really love it. But think about the person behind it who made the song.
Right.
Like the creativity, like like that, the song describes the person that did the song.
Beautiful.
That wrote the song, that sang the song, and it's there. And it's
their
what
expression.
You're talking about, creativity. Yeah, and it's what with creativity and giving to other people and like sharing. It's about that. So music is one of the best things that we have. I think in the planet, and so that's because think like behind their beautiful songs or lyrics, they have their persona and their life.
That's right.
They go through, and often the songs that they write, it comes from hardships and and they share it with the world because they switch the hardships into something beautiful.
Music actually, for me, it is a direct connection to the divine. So when music it's channeling the divine through your spirit, and people are given gifts, and like you said, it's that expression of that person's soul coming through. But if you're truly connected, not just in music or anything you do, when you allow it to just flow and your ego is not in the way, it is a direct connection to the divine flow. Direct connection. And it's not always out of pain that people write. I want to change switch the script of this whole art thing, that you have to be a tortured soul to be an artist. No, beautiful art, whether it's music or art or poetry or whatever it is, can come from a place of divine illumination, which is positive, which is beautiful, which is uplifting, which is full of joy and harmony. It doesn't have to always, of course, we do express our soul and we have lessons we learn when we've gone through. But what are you expressing? You're expressing the light that you came out into through the darkness, right? So it's important to shift our focus, that we don't have to suffer to become full of joy. We can just be that joy now. Because there's so much of this that goes on in the world, that, oh, I have to suffer and only then will I be evolved. Only then will I understand. No, you don't. You can be illuminated through that divine spirit without suffering, if you so choose, and you align your energy field to that frequency, then you can be healed, you can experience joy without the suffering part. I don't think you have to always suffer. In fact, when you're suffering, and like I said during this reading, you align with that divine flow, you shift because you're no longer in the frequency of material entanglement, of the entanglement of the ego and the pain and the anger and the disappointment. And you are then now on a different highway where that doesn't exist. You are now in a plane. Imagine if you were stuck in traffic on the ground in a car. You're like dealing with the honking and the traffic and you're stuck. But if you elevate your frequency as a metaphor, and you're now in a plane, you are no longer stuck in traffic. You are now flying smoothly through the consciousness of spirit, where you don't have to encounter the same things as you do on a different path, right? So it's about shifting which dimension, which frequency you are entertaining, which energy field you are entertaining.
Yeah, I get it. Like I get it. It's hard to describe. It's hard to describe, but I get it. And because and it also goes into to what you're putting your energy into, and that's where you put yourself in a frequency. So what you put your energy. Yeah.
What
you So if you're stuck in traffic and people are and you're giving attention to that frequency or to that to do, then that's where you that's how you like, also create your frequency by choosing not to engage.
True. Or you just step out of the car and you go into the plane. So you're not there anymore. You're just not in that plane of existence. That is what elevating your frequency is when you're no longer in that field. You're just not there anymore. That problem is gone because you're not there. You're somewhere else. You're a different highway. And the way to align with that is by surrendering, letting go, and experiencing your divine nature and asking yourself, what does my highest self want in this situation? Like if you're engaging with anger, with just getting upset, you can ask yourself, what does my highest self want? If your highest self wants peace, what do you need to do? Disengage from the thing that you don't want to perpetuate. So if you want peace, you need to walk away from conflict. But of course there's so many nuances to that. It's not like you walk away from every conflict, because certain conflicts you need to be there and work things out within yourself. So there are stages to everything, and an enlightened being is always in that state of the highway of upliftment, of that beautiful energy field. But sometimes, like you said, you learn in different ways. We will learn and you will come to that place where you'll be able to do it, So, and we're all learning. We're all learning all the time. We're all figuring it out. So there's no judgment about how you do it, when you do it. You just, it's all about learning,
Yeah. And also another thing that has been I'm switching the subject now, like for example with like physical sickness, or like also with physical things, like when you're sick or you have so this is a thing that I have, because lately the aftermath from this from this lessons and the pain that I've been through, the aftermath is that I now have permanent problems with my back. I have very much pain in my back, and so however I stand or sit, I have a lot of pain in my lower back, and I can't lay. If I lay down, then I can't lay on the side. I can't lay on the back. I can't rest. I can't stand or sit, or whatever I do, it hurts. And also a second thing is my brain, because and it's a physical thing. So because I have had so much stress, and I still have the stress, but I've been through the horror of the horror. These 2.5 years.
Yeah.
And this has like been a physical thing. It's now gotten to a physical thing. So
Yes.
my brain has been under constant stress. And
Yeah.
I've cried so much for 2.5 years, almost every day. So my
Yes.
brain started to burn and
Okay.
feel like really
Yeah.
hard. And so then I took a pill. Eventually, I
Mhm.
got a pill from a friend here,
Mhm.
and she said, "Take this; it will feel better." It's called a benzodiazepine,
Okay.
and it's a very strong medicine. And when I took it,
Mhm.
it got better for a while. This was 3 months ago,
Yeah.
3 months ago, 2 months ago. I took the pill and it got better, but when the pill stopped
Yeah.
working, that first day, and the pill stopped working,
Mhm.
then I got this, I can't explain it, this excruciating pain in my head.
Oh no. Okay.
And I instantly had to take a pill again.
Okay.
And it was the first day. I took the first day. So it's
Right.
not an addictive thing. It's not a, because it was like it was a tension in my head that
Yeah.
when the pill went out of my body,
Yeah.
the tension became like, I don't know how to
Yeah.
explain it. It's really, really crazy.
But
And so ever
breathe.
since then,
But breathe.
Huh?
Just breathe, my darling. Breathe. Breathe.
Yeah.
Relax. And listen, I want you to take out that word permanent, because it's not permanent. Your back pain, it's not permanent. It's temporary. And even this pain in your head, it's temporary. So you can reprogram your own being into understanding that it's a phase and it will pass. You're not going to hold on to it. You need to understand that it will heal. What we speak into our lives and into our minds, our body is listening very intently. So you don't need to believe everything everyone says. Like, you don't have to say it's permanent. It's not. It's temporary. And you can even speak to your back and feel the calm. First of all, you need to calm down. When you breathe and you calm down, even your back relaxes. Okay? And you are not in this state permanently. And there are many remedies. There's Ashtanga yoga. When I was a flight attendant for 1 month, I couldn't move because I had stretched so much during that time while I was flying that my back, it went out. But I had this friend, she's like a student of Iyengar. He was an incredible yoga teacher. He was like a guru. And she fixed me. She just stretched me out a few times and I was fine. And I was in excruciating pain. So stop saying it's permanent. It isn't. And even the pain in your head, it is not permanent. First of all, you need to just breathe into those spaces and just breathe love and peace and calm, and trust your body to heal, because we are made to heal. Our instrument that we live in, our soul lives in, is a healing instrument. It is a magnificent, incredible, powerful. It's just so powerful. Trust it. And it's all connected. The way we think, the way we are aligning, what we're aligning with, you need to have power over it. You need to surrender to the incredible miracle that you are, that your body is. And there is no such thing as it is permanent. It is not. And put things in perspective. I mean, right now you are experiencing pain because you've been through a lot of pain. So let that pain work itself out and it will dissolve. But you've got to keep your attention going in that direction. You cannot give yourself a life sentence. Don't do that, because that's not the truth actually about you. Like we just said, we're evolving, we're changing, and there's always room for you to heal from everything. I mean, nothing is impossible to heal. Nothing. Actually, nothing is impossible to heal. and everything we need is, it's so incredible that everything we need is already within nature. The medicine is there, even in the extension of our beings, which is the plants and the trees and the water. The healing properties are already made for us. And same with your body, same with your spirit. It's all one, all connected. So every day I want you to say to yourself, I love my back. Thank you for supporting my body. Thank you for supporting me and holding me up. And and I release the pain. Just release it every day. Let it go, because that's why you feel it, because it's clinging on to you. You need to gently and lovingly, as you feel ready, release it and let it go and say, and you're holding on to it out of fear because your body sometimes needs it to feel safe, right? Sometimes the negative thing also makes us feel safe because there's an association there, there's a familiarity there, there's a way of being that you're used to being, right? And so you're not perhaps ready to completely let that go just yet, but slowly and gently you can start releasing it, and every day let a little bit go and say, okay, I can let it go now. I can let this go now. And if it's attached to a memory, because our body holds on to every single memory. When I did Vipassana, as I did it during the meditation, I relived my entire life. And I don't mean just remembering, I relived it. And every piece of pain that I had stored in my body came out. I felt like taps were opening in my whole body, like taps, and there was water flowing out, but it was water flowing out of my eyes. It was the pain that was releasing. But it wasn't like I'm sad and crying, it was just a release of the pain that I had stored. And then I could start healing. And you have to keep doing that work. It's like anything in life, you have to keep maintaining it. And so you have to release the pain slowly but surely and ask yourself, why am I clinging on to this? What is it giving me right now? And if it isn't serving you anymore, you can slowly and gently let it go and say, I am in reverence of what you taught me, but I don't need you anymore. So I let you go. Thank you very much. And release it and just let it go. And I am sure, I don't have any doubt that you will stop feeling that pain in your back, and you will stop feeling that pain in your head, because you're releasing it out of your body and away into the new person that you're evolving into, right? You're releasing and letting it go. And know that it has only come to bless you, never to hurt you. It has not come to hurt you, right? So, can you already feel it? Like, can you already feel that release happening inside of you?
Yeah, yeah, because you are right, and what you said about the memories and the things, because the reason why, like my back, for example, the reason why I have pain in my back is because I've been laying down in the bed for so much time and crying and going through this panic, and so that's why I've been laying down. My back has been like this, and it's the memories, because I still have this. I remember this. I still have. I still remember
the
and
trauma.
As soon as I feel the pain and as soon as I feel the pain in my back, it's like, it's because I was laying down for such a long time and crying, and so it's not I feel pain, okay, let's stretch, or let's make an exercise. I could do it every time I feel pain. I could do an exercise, but instead I feel the memory. The memory comes to me saying, oh, it's because of But instead I can do exercises.
And now you know that you can. So every time you start feeling that, get up and stretch and breathe deeply and breathe in health and love and peace, and just breathe out all the stored pain and trauma. Just let it go. Just release it and free yourself, because you are free and you are independent and you are strong and you are capable, and you always have options available to you. You always, and think of solutions. Like when I feel overwhelmed, I ask myself, what can I do right now to change this? And then I start doing that thing. And as soon as I start writing down all the solutions that I found, it shifts the whole, whatever confusion or pain, it shifts it into something productive, something good. Right? So nothing is permanent. Nothing. So when we acknowledge that, we can stop giving it so much power over us, because we are empowered within our own beings. You are a powerhouse within your soul. You are an empowered soul. You are not a victim. You are not at the mercy of your circumstances. You are not at the mercy of whatever it is that appears.
No.
Right? You are not. There we go. You're stretching. Very good. Yes, stretch it out. Show everybody how to stretch. I love it. Good. And if you have yoga close by, go and join a class, do yoga, because that is, I mean, I'm sorry, I have to admit it's very hard for me to do yoga, but I know it's very good for you. So do it. Do it if you have yoga nearby. You know, I'm sure you do.
Yeah.
Yeah. How are you feeling?
Much better. Oh.
Good. Good, good, good. Love it.
Because this is the thing. This is the thing. This is the thing with life. This is the thing. This is the point. This is the point. The solutions and the things and it's the point. And I think the thing is,
yes,
life is so beautiful when you get the hang of it.
Oh yes.
Okay. So I have pain in my back. So let's not sit and cry about it. Let's do all of the things that we just talked about, and oh my God, it's going to feel so much better. And right. Like the positivity. I think the thing is that it's the state of mind.
Yes.
With the state of mind, I've gotten so negative.
That's like okay. That's okay.
Yeah, it's okay.
It's okay, and now you're shifting it. Now you're shifting it, right? You got to keep reminding yourself that whenever I start getting into this state, yes, I'll allow myself to feel whatever I want to feel, but then I'm going to get back up and release it and move forward and find the solutions to shift my state of being. Because we always have the choice to do that. Always.
Yeah.
Right, my lovely. Now I shall end this session, but I'm glad we got to talk about this.
Me too. I'm wondering when you're gonna travel again, and because you were traveling last year, you were traveling, and but you never came to Europe.
No, I didn't. Hopefully, maybe this summer we shall see what unfolds. And if I do, then maybe I'll see you in Spain.
Yeah, it would be so fun if you would like to come to Stockholm, and me and Vanessa could show you around.
Oh, I would love that. That would be amazing. And maybe in the future when I do some retreats or something, then we can, all of us get together and create magic together.
Yeah.
Right? Oh, I'm so glad you're feeling better. So glad, Anna. Wonderful. Now just keep doing what you're doing and know that you're here to live a beautiful life and to love yourself through it all. And you always have a choice. Always have a choice. Right?
Yeah.
Right? Okay, my darling. Always have a choice. You're never at the mercy of anything.
No.
Okay, my darling. Now I'm going to go, and you have a beautiful day and take care of yourself, all right?
Have an amazing day.
Thank
Sending
you.
so much love from Spain.
Thank you. Thank you. Take care, my lovely. Take care. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.